3 months ago, my father stood in front of 230 people at his retirement gala, handed his $6.2 million education endowment to my stepbrother, looked straight at me, and said, "Only the children who made me proud are truly mine." Then he told me to leave. What he did not know was that my husband was about to destroy his legacy in under a minute. I'm Isabel, 30, a third-grade teacher, and that had embarrassed my father for years. After my mother died, he remarried, erased her from the house, and pushed me to the edge of the family. My stepbrother became the golden child. I became the child he tolerated. When I chose elementary education, my father acted like I had chosen failure. My stepbrother went to Yale Law and became the son he bragged about. So when my stepmother sent me a text inviting me to the gala, I knew better. I went anyway. Before the event, they made it obvious I didn't belong. My stepmother kept asking if my husband would fit in with important people. My stepbrother let it slip there was a family planning group chat I wasn't in. Meanwhile, my husband, Daniel, got quiet. He started making calls and printing documents. The hotel had a red carpet, photographers, and a banner with my father's face on it. At check-in, they couldn't even find me on the VIP list. Then I saw the seating chart. My father, stepmother, and stepbrother were at table 3 near the podium. I was at table 18 by the kitchen doors. No name card, folding chair. Then my father gave his speech. He talked about excellence, standards, sacrifice, legacy. He put my stepbrother's face on the screen and announced him as the new trustee of the endowment. Everyone clapped. Then he raised his glass and said, "Only the children who made me proud are truly mine." Isabel, you can leave. The ballroom went dead quiet. I stood because I refused to let him watch me break in that chair. My legs were shaking. Then Daniel stood beside me and said, calm as a blade, "Before anyone leaves, we need to address a serious problem with this appointment." My father asked who he was. Daniel walked to the podium. Slow, steady. Then he introduced himself as Daniel Chen, CEO of EduBridge Foundation, the nonprofit that had poured $18 million into my father's university. Then Daniel put the contract on the screen. He read the clause out loud. Any board seat tied to EduBridge-supported programs required at least 5 years of direct classroom teaching or community education work in underserved communities. My stepbrother had zero classroom hours, zero field experience, zero qualifications beyond being my father's favorite son in a designer tux. Then Daniel turned toward me. He said I had spent 8 years teaching 3rd grade at a Title I school. He said I had written grants for my students and stayed in the classroom doing the exact work that endowment claimed to honor. Then he looked at my father and said, "The only person in this ballroom who actually qualifies under your own funding agreement is the daughter you just told to leave." Nobody moved. My stepbrother spilled champagne on himself. My stepmother went white. My father looked like he had forgotten how to breathe. Then Daniel read the breach clause. If the appointment stood, EduBridge could pull every active grant and force a full review. $18 million. Gone. The board chair was at the podium in seconds. Phones were already in the air. My father tried to call it a misunderstanding, and someone yelled, "You just disowned your daughter on a microphone." My stepmother dragged my stepbrother out while people laughed. The board chair told my father to bring a lawyer the next morning, and I finally walked toward the front, not to beg, not to explain, just to leave on my own terms. Daniel offered me his arm. I took it. Then we walked straight down the center aisle, past the VIP tables, past my father. People clapped for me. The video was viral before midnight. By Monday, the university forced my father out. My stepbrother lost the trustee seat almost immediately. Later, I started a scholarship fund in my mother's name. My husband's foundation matched the donations. I still teach 3rd grade. Same school, same life my father called small. Funny thing is, this small life survived him. Months later, my father asked to meet. I agreed on one condition. He had to bring a photo of my mother and say her name out loud. He did. He apologized. I told him sorry, did not erase a lifetime. Maybe we'll try coffee someday. Maybe not, but I made one thing clear. I am not his redemption story. I'm the daughter he erased in public and the woman who walked out while his perfect legacy died in the same room. Would you ever forgive a parent after that, or would that be the end for you?